bit of technical problems, but we are here with you. Could you please let me know if you can hear? Could you please just raise your hand and let us know that you hear us? Awesome. I can see your thumbs up. Yay. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Kalina, Tara, and Nadine. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Suzette. Thank you. Okay, just very quick, guys. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand or your thumb so people in the back can read your question, or you can always chat. You can put it in the chat below. So I guess that's about it. So welcome.
Welcome, everybody. This is so exciting.
It is very exciting. And well, my name is Carla Berganza, and I'm here with my beautiful friend Tania Borja, and we are part of the collective of the Day of the Dead, Dia de Muertos collective in Toronto. And today we're going to show you and explain you a little bit of our traditions so you can take it home with you, because at the end, this is all about you and me. This is not just Mexican, this is for everyone, because we have beloved ones that passed already. So this is for you, so you can put it on your home, with your heart, with your family, with your friends. And just keep in mind that this tradition for us is a celebration, because it's like inviting that family to your home, like your grandparents, or maybe your mom, your dad that may have passed. They will be coming to your home, so you need to have everything ready for them. And we have a feast, we have a celebration, and we want you to know that and explain you everything. Just give me 1 second, because, oh, there you go. So you can learn and maybe pass this tradition to your best friend and to your family, right?
That's right. Welcome, everybody. I am so happy to be here with you today. I'm so excited to share this space with my beautiful friend, Carla. My name is Tania Borja. I was born in Mexico, so I am really close to this tradition. I'm also part of Dia de los Muertos collective, and this is a great honor for me to be sharing this experience with you all today. And as she was saying, we are going to guide you through the process of building an altar, creating an altar, an ofrenda, that's also another way to call it, and that's going to be something that we're going to be doing together. We would like to share with you some of the elements, and please keep in mind that this is your altar, it's your ofrenda, and you can do and create it the way that you want it, and that it feels more close to heart for yourself. And just like a little bit of context in terms of what this celebration is about, we celebrate life, honoring our beloved departed. That's part of, that's an important part of it. We are celebrating life, our life and the life of those who have passed away. And if you'd like to share a little bit of the context of this celebration.
Sure. So let me share with you a little bit of this. So this celebration comes from Mexico, right? But mostly from the pre-Hispanic side, which is the Aztec and Mexica. So these native people started to make all these celebration within a context that it's a mythology, right? And it's a story about the souls going through a path and going through a certain obstacles so they can go back to heaven. And again, when the Spaniards came to America and Mexico, all these contexts started to be a fusion between Catholicism and native. So just keep in mind that when we talk about the elements, when we talk about certain religious thing. It's because of this fusion. But you can always change it to your culture, right? You can always change it to your beliefs. So this is the origin. It comes from native people in Mexico. But mostly, if you could read all the story of native people in America, we all have the same type of celebration. It's just that in Mexico, we celebrate a little bit more enthusiastic, as you can see, with more colors, with more food, with more stuff. So I hope you like this presentation and explanation of the workshop. And just remember, if you have a question, you can always stand up, or you can wait at the end of the session to ask us. And let's just start. Great.
So yes, we'd like to let you know that no stress whatsoever. You don't have to stress about what elements I don't have or what elements I do have. It is completely up to you, because it is your altar for your beloved family or whomever has passed before. And so it's very simple. Anything that you could have at home, you can use. You can also go a little the extra mile and get some other objects or some other items that you want to include in your altar. But the idea is that you don't stress about it, and that whatever you have at home already, you can use it. Right? So let's start.
Let's start. So just to keep in mind that we always talk about the 3 deaths, right? We talk about the 3 types of deaths that we keep in our hearts and mind. The first death is when you close your eyes and you actually pass. The second death is when you are buried, or you went to a crematory. And the third one is?
That's why we do this. The third death traditionally is thought that we only die when we are forgotten.
Right.
And so that's why we do this. We do this for our beloved ones, so they are not forgotten. So they know that they are always in our hearts. And that's why we do this altar, this ofrenda for them to know that they will be always in our minds, in our hearts, and especially at this time in our space, because that's what it is about, right? It is believed that around this time of year, the souls of the deceased ones can come back and spend time with us. And that is, I feel that's something really, really amazing when we are going through a grieving process, knowing that there is a moment, there is a time, a special time to be together again. And even though it is this very abstract and it's in a spiritual dimension or energetic dimension, the way we want to call it, it is a time for us to share and to be conscious of this connection, right? So that's why we do this. And yeah, so we don't want to be forgotten. I don't want to be forgotten when I die.
So you want to teach your kids.
Exactly. I am very keen about that, for my kids to know how to put an altar, how to create an altar when I pass away. They'll keep me in their hearts. So how about we start with the first level?
Yes, so just to talk about what's a level. So we talk about 9 levels, that it's different
steps
under different underground underworlds, right? We have 9 underworlds, but because there are so many, right? So we only choose 2. That it's usually the ones that we always have at home. So it's 2 levels. That it's earth and heaven, right? There's a third one, but we usually don't include it because it's just too many levels in your home. But there's a third level, that is the purgatory. And just keep in mind that it's the Catholicism, right? But it's the purgatory, the earth that we're going to share with you today, and also the heaven. And just keep in mind that this is also a healing part, right? The part of sharing, the part of giving to your beloved ones is a healing of grief for you. And that's a really nice way to share with your family too. So we're about to start with the earth part, the earth level. And as you can see, we just use like a pretty simple fabric called plastic this time, but it's white, right? And we have these shell-set paper and just other colors of the fabric that you can put on it. And let's just start with earth.
So again, please use whatever you have at home. You don't have to go crazy and get stressed about that. We used a table that was already here and a smaller table to create the two levels. And we just put, it has to be a white cloth, whatever cloth you have that might be white, you can use, and you can create these two levels. As Carla was saying, there's also another way to build it, which is 3 levels. But if you just want to do it really simple and don't stress about it, you can use 2 levels, and you can use like maybe a box. It doesn't have to be this size. It could be whatever size and whatever you can fit it in your place. So yeah, we'll start with the earth, and the level that represents the earth. It represents the food, it represents the nourishment, and it represents also, there's a saying that we come from dust and we go back to dust, right? And so this is the level that's represented, the earth is represented on this level. So for this altar, we brought nice, yummy foods that are very traditional in Mexico. And the first one we brought is mole, and maybe you can show it to the.
So this is a yummy mole.
This is mole. Mole is very traditional.
And she made it, and it's awesome.
Very traditional dish. We use it mostly in weddings, birthdays, anything that is a big celebration. We have this dish, and obviously it is a very traditional food item for the altar. In my family, we used to have mole every Sunday, so that's very special for me. And also we have tamales. That's another very traditional item, food item in the Mexican
Should be here.
culinary. So tamales, we have tamales. Everybody loves a good tamal, right? And so we have tamales that we are going to also place on the earth level on our altar. And the one thing that will never has to be missed in the altar is pan de muerto. And I know pan de muerto is not something that comes easy. I don't make pan de muerto myself, but if you can't find pan de muerto, it's okay. You can use whatever sweet or whatever dessert or whatever goodie that gives you that sweetness, right? We'll have, oh, maybe not, but favorite dessert, so we can use that as well. But we have pan de muerto, which is very traditional for the altar. And we also place some fruit as well, because it brings the sweetness, reminds us of the sweetness of life. And we also want to provide that for our family, right?
It could be any fruit, could be whatever you have at home, could be apples, could be pears, could be oranges, could be whatever you have.
And especially those fruits that were the most appealing to the person who you are creating the altar for. What else do we have for food? I think for food we have, that's all we have. And now we are going to get into the drinks, which is another important aspect of an altar. So in this case, we have mezcal, which is also very, very traditional in many places in Mexico. So, and because we are going to be dedicating this altar to my grandparents and another woman who we're going to be talking briefly about her. We like for them to have mezcal. Why not, right? This is a party, it's a celebration. I want to have mezcal. Not right now, though. And we have coffee.
Yes,
Coffee.
morning coffee.
Yeah, I like my coffee. We also offer atole, which is another very traditional drink. I don't make atole, but I did not bring atole. But if you know how to make atole, please, by all means, put it in your altar. Great.
There's the coffee. Beautiful.
Excellent.
So,
Anything that you would like to offer, especially those drinks that were the most favorite for the people that you are creating the altar for. And if you are creating the altar for a child, you could use juice or milk or any other drinks that are children's favorites, right?
right, exactly. And you maybe ask yourself, like, how come it's 2 days, November the 1st and November the 2nd? So just let me check with you on that. November the 1st, we celebrate children. So we usually have kind of this exactly the same with the food, but we put candies and toys. And the 2nd of November is just for adults. So today we'll be just honoring adults. But just keep in mind, if you have any child, you can put candies, you can put chocolates, you can put a story, you can put a toy, beautiful colors, and flowers that smell like roses, chamomile, for example. They're really used for children. Chamomile is usually really used for children's altar.
Mm-hmm. But also don't forget cempasúchil,
Oh,
which is the featured flower of the Day of the Day altars. So and we have some cempasúchil here.
Ta-da! Quick! There you go. Fresh from the garden.
Those are the best.
Marigold.
These ones are called marigold. In Mexico, we call it cempasúchil. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to even say it.
But it's all right. You can call it marigold as well.
And also, we should talk about the 4 elements. So just keep in mind that the 4 elements that we carry in all our altars or ofrendas is the wind, the fire, the water, and earth. 4 elements, really important: fire, water, wind, and earth. So each element is a representation with all this. The food, because it's coming from Mother Earth, that will become the earth. As well as the flowers. The flowers also give a really nice smell. And what they do is they guide our beloved ones to come. It's like an invitation. Instead of writing an invitation, we use flowers, we use copal, that is a type of incense. We'll be talking about the other elements right now.
So we have, as you can see, we just finished our first level. This is earth, where we placed all our foods, candy, drinks, anything that is the feast, right? The feast part of the altar. And you can add anything that you like that has to do with the element of earth. Whatever that in your culture or in your belief represents earth, you can also place it on this level of the altar. And I'm going to go that way, so Carla, can you here?
Okay, so yes, let's do the heaven. In the heaven, we'll always use the portraits or pictures of your beloved ones. Keep in mind that it has to be just them. If there's a picture, for example, that it's your beloved one with someone that is alive, you can't use that because that would be like a bad vibe. So
a bad omen.
Yeah, exactly. So just always try to use pictures of your beloved ones. In this moment, we're going our dear Tanya is going to share with us her family. So may I?
Sure.
So this is
Her grandparents. Sorry about the light, guys. I'm really trying to figure this out.
and
this is my grandmother on my mother's side.
there you go.
And unfortunately, I don't have a picture of my grandfather, but there she is, and it's very, very special to have her on the altar. And just as a little comment, this year, Dia de los Muertos Collective is thinking about all the women that have been murdered, killed, disappeared. And so this year we're honoring those women. And we have brought the picture of a Mexican lawyer. Her name is Digna Ochoa. She was murdered many years back in 2001. And this is a very, very problematic case, which to the date hasn't really been solved, but it's very personal to me because I have a connection with her, and I'm not gonna go into it, but I just wanted to have her today with us for the altar because this was around this time when she was murdered. About what, 19 years ago?
Yeah,
Something like that?
yeah.
And so we want to bring her memory and her presence to this altar, and we want to honor her as well. So as you can see, all the portraits are on the higher level, and also this is the level where we could place our incense. This is a very, very important aspect, an element of the altar, and we are going to do that now. So how about thank you. So, okay, what we're gonna do right now, we are going to get some incense going. If I have some matches somewhere. This is a very traditional incense that we're going to be using. It's called copal. It's a sacred medicine for the Aztec people, but don't worry if you don't have copal or don't know what copal is. No worries. You could use any kind of incense that is dear to you, close to you, that is a sacred medicine for your culture, or just like the regular incense sticks will do as well. So for copal, because copal is a resin, we have to use a charcoal so it could burn. So we have our charcoal going, and now I'm going to show you what copal is. I love copal. It brings me great memories. So this is copal. This is a resin, and it comes in many ways. I mean, it comes in many colors. It comes in white.
Sizes.
And yeah, it's white, yellow, different kinds of copal. So we have yellow copal here. And once our charcoal is going, we could add the copal. And that way we'll create an ambience, we'll create some
This
smoke.
is the charcoal that we use, just a tiny bit, and we just blow it. Blow.
Oops. But don't blow the copal. All right.
And also remember that all the aromas that you are using is to invite them, is to invite your beloved ones to come so they know it's you, so they can recognize you, because it's not just the aroma, it's your energy too. It's your emotion, it's your love that it's being transmitted through the smoke to them. So that's really important.
So incense goes in the first level, as well as candles. And because we don't have a lot of space, we can use this one. It's just glass.
Just a regular candle.
Please be very careful with candles. It's, you know, a safety hazard. So be very mindful when you light your candles to be either contained on a plate or a glass like this, so it's safe. Usually we lit the candles, we light the candles and we let them lit. So just be very mindful about that, so we don't have a bad experience with with candles and fire.
And remember that fire, it's the other element, right? So again, a candle is a guide, is the light. So they come to you and at the same time, they can go back. And that's a really important part. If you don't have normal candles, it's okay. There's always those little ones that use batteries. You can also use them. The important thing here is have light. You can use even a small lamp if you don't have those type of candles. Again, you can use whatever you have at home because it has your aroma. It has your homey aroma. That's the most important thing. Use things that you have at home.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is the water. Just a simple glass of water. And again, this is another element that we also use in the heaven level. So when they come, they can also drink water, but it's also a part of purification of the soul. So whenever they come and visit you, they can ease their soul. They can have more peace when they come and see you. So that's why water is also used in the altar or ofrenda.
So also water, I just kind of remember now, the belief is that our beloved ones, they come and feast on the essence of the food, the essence of the fruits, the essence of what we are offering, as well as the water, to quench their thirst and to make them feel more comfortable, right? Who knows what they've been through, and so having a nice glass of water ready for them is very, very caring and very nourishing. So that's why we use the water, and the other element is salt. And it's also believed that salt helps with purification, with the purification aspect of the souls. So we have the salt, we have the water, we have the fire, and the incense in the higher level of your altar, and in the lower level you have your food or whatever feast you are offering to your beloved ones. And we also have another element that we decided to bring just because we like to make it colorful and we want to make it really personal, and these are very kind of traditional objects, items that we place in the altar, and we do have very little space, but it's okay because we are going to be able to fit them. And these ones are sugar skulls. And why sugar skulls? Well, because sugar represents sweetness. And we would like to bring that as well into our altar. Sweetness. Also, if you're not able to get sugar skulls, don't worry about it. You can use whatever sugary candy, whatever you have at hand.
And these ones are just decorations, okay? You can always use whatever you feel like, maybe your culture or your beliefs. You can use whatever you feel.
So these ones are ceramic skulls. There's also an interesting feature on the altars, and we're just gonna place them. The idea of having skulls in the altar is to make them feel comfortable, right? So they know this is their place. And that's why we wear our sugar skulls sometimes. We paint our faces as skulls because we are getting into that dimension, in the dimension of the Mictlan, the underworld, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we use our skulls. And if you happen to have skulls, you can put them on your altar as well.
And also, there's a little thing I forgot. Personal objects. The personal objects of your beloved ones. In this case, for Digna, we brought a beautiful necklace.
Just a normal necklace.
And you can put it pretty close in the first level. You can use any personal objects. If you don't have any, it's okay. You can use, maybe they really loved a song or a CD or a watch or a ring or just a poem or whatever you feel. That's what we'll be using as a personal object.
That's right. And last but not least, we brought some alebrijes. And this is also an interesting item that we place on the altar. And again, you don't have to have an alebrije, but if you happen to find some alebrijes, get them. Because this is a really nice, colorful way to also bring that festivity, right, to the celebration. And especially, why alebrijes? Because alebrijes are fantastic creatures. They're not real. They're creatures that are fantastic. They're creative. And so it is also a symbolism of representing the other dimension. Who knows what's in the other dimension, but definitely not so much as what we are used to, right? So why not honor them with something that is fantastic and is mystical and is just different. So this is another piece of alebrije, right? And also, if you happen to have any artists that are creating these beautiful objects wherever you are in your hometown or your city or wherever you are right now, please do support them, because these are beautiful things that they create and they go really well on the altar.
Exactly.
And so I put them here.
And at the end, you will be using just the decorations that you may want to add. If you don't want to, it's fine. As I will bring close the camera when we're done, so you can see exactly what's where. But you can also add stuff. For example, we brought like this skull, right? We don't have more space, but I just wanted you to know and see the different things that we can still use. I also have like a small drum, Aztec one. It also symbolizes air. Oh, air element. This beautiful shell-seed paper, it's the air element, the wind. So that's why, because it moves, right? So that's really, really important to have. If you don't have these, it's okay. You can always have a workshop in collective too. Commercial. But you can use different colors, right? You can use different colors, you can use different paper. As long as you have paper and it's with beautiful different colors, you will have it. You don't need to have these exactly, the shell set paper.
Okay, so I don't know how we are doing with time, but just kind of to give like a couple last thoughts. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So it is important to well, for me, it is important to let you know that even though it is a mix of pre-Hispanic culture and beliefs, and also the newer conquerors kind of ideas and beliefs, we call it is a mix, and I think the word is syncretism in English. I would like you to just feel comfortable in the sense of you can bring your culture to it. You can embrace this tradition in the way that makes you feel good, right? You don't have to use any of the religious elements. As you can see, we don't really use any religious elements here, because what we want to have is a pure understanding of the tradition. So that way it makes it really, really easy to embrace it for yourself as well. I feel that even though it might not be part of your tradition, the way that it is not a main feature of something that you grew up with, it is also a really amazing way to support yourself in your grieving process, and also to honor those who have passed. And so we invite you to make it yours. We invite to make this tradition and this celebration your own, in your own way. It's okay. I mean, it's something that we all go through. Everybody have lost someone, and this is a really great way to connect with them. And not in a sad way, but in a festive way, in a happy way. This is a party, this is a celebration. And we're celebrating not only their lives, but also the fact that we are alive as well. And we're gonna get there sometime, we're gonna be in the altar someday, but that's okay too, right? It's okay, I mean, there's nothing we can do about it, but it's good to show our family, especially our kids, if you have kids, if you have nieces, nephews, children in your life, to learn how to understand this, because sometimes it might have a little bit of a scary, kind of creepy feeling. This is not creepy at all. It's not scary at all, and we want them to know that. We want them to get excited about creating an altar, and hopefully when we are not here anymore, they create an altar for us. I mean, that's my motivation, and also to honor my beloved grandparents and family that have passed away. And anything else that you would like to add?
Well, I think Tanya, it's so exact to the point, right? This tradition is for all of us. This tradition is for you. So you can include everything that you have. So you can include your family, your friends. You can also use so many things that you have at home, which is so important, right? You don't need to go outside and just spend money. It's something that is from home to home, from the heart. So it's really beautiful, and we're inviting you to make this for you at home. And I'm going to try to move the camera a little bit so you may be able to appreciate a little bit more. Ooh, I think that's about it. You can appreciate a little bit more the altar. As you can see, here is the bread, also called pan de muerto. Here is the mole, or you can use pasta or soup or whatever your beloved one loved. Here we have the tamales, and in different parts, here, and at the back, we have the drinks. We have mezcal. You can use just water or the favorite drink. You can use coffee or Timmy's coffee. And here at the top, we have the frames with the pictures. We have the incense, the water, and just the skulls, the sugar skulls. So as you can see, it's really, really easy and fast, and a beautiful way to spend a little bit of time with your family by doing this. And I think it's time for questions and answers.
We have a question from Suzette. She's saying, this is wonderful. What are the decorative, colorful hanging pieces called? I guess the paper.
Oh, so the paper, that one, it's called shell seed paper. Also, I'm going to put it on the chat. Shell seed
Papel picado in
paper.
Spanish.
Or papel picado. There you go.
Another question, do altars include ashes of loved ones too?
You can use the ashes, Leslie. Definitely, if you feel like that, go ahead. You can do it. It's okay. This is something that have to be you, right? So whatever it's coming from your heart, use it. It's okay. And you're very welcome, Suzette. And we have also Suzette saying, this is wonderful. What are the, okay, so we read those ones already. Okay, is there any other questions that you would like to ask? Sarah, thank you. I enjoyed learning so much more about the traditions of the Dia de los Muertos. You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you for listening, for watching.
So I think if you have any more.
I just posted a little thing just to say thank you to everybody.
Yeah, okay.
You can read it. And if anybody wants to share their altar pictures with us,
That
on
would be
Facebook,
wonderful, guys.
We would love, love, love to see what you've created. That would be really special for us.
Right. So if you have the time to do your own altar, that will be beautiful if you share your pictures with us. So we can also see the beautiful things that you're sharing with us about you. That will be amazing. And Nadine, this has been a beautiful experience. Thanks for sharing. You're so welcome, Nadine. Leslie, thank you, very informative. You're very welcome, Leslie. Suzette, my daughter and I watched. All the information has been extremely welcome and appreciated. Thank you so much, Suzette. Tara, do you prepare the altar on the day of so the food does not go bad? Okay, so that's a very good question. We prepare the food the same day. It depends on the region you were living in Mexico, but usually the same day, the 2nd of November or the 1st, you leave the food and then you take it at night, you eat it too, or?
You can share it. So I was actually reading the other day that you could start gathering your elements and gathering your items for the altar from October 28. But it really doesn't have to be. It depends on whomever. I will do it because I just love it, and I will have the altar all that time. But yeah, the food, really important. The food is a feast for our beloved ones, right? So if you place it in the altar warm, that's even better, right? Because you are actually offering that. It's like they're eating with us, and we're not gonna offer something that we wouldn't eat, right? So we put it on the altar, place it on the altar, warm and nice, so they can feel that love. They can feel that nourishment from the altar. Usually you do. You create an altar for the children on the 1st of November, and you put all the candy, all the toys, everything that has to do with honoring the children. And then on the next day, you take the elements from the children, the children elements from the altar, and you place the adults elements on the altar. And by the end of the night or the day,
midnight usually,
you can share it with your family. You can eat it. You can enjoy yourself and take the elements from the altar. I think it is like even I would say a very special process to gather the elements, to cook the food, to be thinking about what is going to be in the offer. It's like a prayer, and it just start the connection way before you're creating your altar. I think it's just really a beautiful way to connect, to start really thinking about them and really honoring them since the beginning, not just by creating the altar, but the previous part of it, which is cooking, creating, finding these elements. And I'd just like to quickly remind you that Dia de los Muertos Collective has been around 12 years already, and it is such an amazing part of, I would say, my life and the life of many other artists and community members that every year come together and create the celebration for everybody. So one thing that is really dear to me, and I hope you can also find it in your communities, is coming together and celebrating and cooking together and creating an altar together for everybody. A community altar is something not only beautiful but really healing. And our friend Carla, she lives in another city, and she has started this movement in her own city, creating a community altar, bringing the community together to celebrate and to learn and to share. Because it might be painful, it might be difficult, but when we share it, when we are all together, it makes it easier. It really makes it a big difference to be sharing this together. Dia de los Muertos Collective every year creates a celebration, which unfortunately this year is going to look different, or maybe fortunately, who knows. But we invite you to please follow us on Facebook, on YouTube. We have a channel now, and please tune in. Our program for next week is going to be mostly online, and we're going to have beautiful, high quality programming as every year. And we invite you to please join us and be part of the celebration as well, wherever you are and whatever your possibilities are in terms of connecting with others. Please do and follow us on social media as well.
And that's right. Just always remember that the program is there, and if you want to learn how to do this beautiful paper, you can do it. So in a minute, I'm going just to quickly introduce you, like just hello and bye, to one of the founders of this beautiful movement here in Toronto. Just let me read these questions here. Okay, thank you, Tara. Kalina, thank you so much. You're so welcome. Erica, thank you. Can't wait to create our own after your thought guidance today. Can we eat the food too? Is that okay? Yes, for sure. Yes, you can eat it. It's for sharing. And Leslie, is there stores in Toronto to buy Chelsea paper and sugar skulls? Well, the sugar skulls, there's always, you can ask the collective artists, because in the collective artists in the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, there's always an artist that is doing all these beautiful things in this time of the year. And also the paper, the workshop will be online soon, all the information. So if you click on the link on the page of the collective, you will get through into the program and you will see the workshop. And let me introduce you. You're very welcome, Leslie. Let me introduce you really quick to one of the founders of these beautiful movements in Toronto. Dale, Jesus. Thanks to him, we're here.
Exactly.
So,
Okay. Well,
he's going to be doing the workshop of the paper. So just put that on your calendar.
well, thanks everybody for spending or investing this time of your Saturday in this workshop. Thanks Figment Project for inviting us.
Yay!
And,
Big
you know,
well,
Tanya
thank
and
you.
We're so
Carla.
happy to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming and being with us.
Roxanne, yeah, and yeah, I think this is the beginning of the festival, right? Pigment this day.
You are our first
Oh, okay.
workshop.
Oh, it's
We're
an honor.
opening! Yay!
It's
So
our
thanks.
fall
Such an
festival, and we're so very, very happy to have you. I'm almost a little misty over here.
Thank you.
This is really, really wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Well, so please do your altars at home and
Share
spread
pictures.
the tradition. As they were saying, this tradition belongs to everyone, and just adopt it as yours with your own culture. And you know, just this is to honor your ancestry, your history. So this is all about, and as they were saying, our sisters here, is to grieve together, right? Is the most painful feeling that I think as a human we have, especially these times, you know, like very weird times that we are living right now. So let's get together and hugs and peace. Have all of you peace in your hearts. And thanks again. Thanks, Pigment, and enjoy.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody,
you,
for joining us.
everyone. And share with us your pictures. And thank you, Figment, again for everything. Thanks to you.
Bye-bye. Hope
for
you enjoyed the
sharing.
workshop. And please do follow us.